Welcome to session 6. Myself, Jivita TP, lecturer in civil engineering, LV Government Polytechnic, Hassan. So, in the previous session, that is in the session 5, we have discussed regarding English and Flemish garden wall, Dutch bond, facing bond, raking bond, zigzag bond, cavity wall, and multiple choice questions. So, in this particular session, we will be discussing regarding partition walls, types of partition walls, advantages of partition walls, and multiple choice questions and references. So, the pic I have put as the example of a partition wall. What is partition wall? So, thin internal wall. So, partition wall means it is a thin internal wall constructed to divide the space within the building into rooms or areas. So, partition walls are the thin internal wall constructed to divide the space within the building into rooms or areas. So, partition walls may be either non-load bearing wall or load bearing wall. Usually partition walls are of non-load bearing wall type. So coming to the partition wall, so they rest either on flooring concrete or on beams spanning between the main wall. So partition walls are generally carried either for the full height or for just above the eye level at 2 to 2.5 meter above the floor level. So next is the advantages of partition walls. So since they divide the whole area into number of rooms, they provide privacy, and partition walls are light in weight, cheaper in cost of construction, easily constructed in any position. Next is the types of partition walls. So coming to the types of partition walls, brick partitions are available, concrete block partitions can be made, or glass partitions can be utilized, plywood partitions, hardboard or straw board partitions, clay or terracotta partitions, concrete partitions, plaster slab partitions, asbestos cement sheets partitions, metal partitions, wood wool slab partitions. So in this particular session, we'll just look into the first 5 types of partition wall. That is brick partition wall, concrete block partition wall, glass partition wall, plywood partition wall, and hardboard or straw board partition wall. So coming to the first type of partition wall, that is brick partitions. So brick partitions can be of half brick thick walls that is constructed in the stretcher bond. You can also observe the pic, and in the previous session itself we have discussed about stretcher bond. Stretcher bonds are usually used for the half brick thick walls or for the partition walls. So brick partition means half brick thick walls can be constructed in stretcher bond. In this pic also you can observe I have put the stretcher bond, that is half brick thick, and such kind of walls are called as the brick partitions or stretcher bond wall. And if the length of the partition between the walls, if the length of the partition between the walls is more than 2 meter, intermediate pillars are to be provided at regular intervals of 1.5 meter to 2 meter. So brick partitions can be, it can be constructed by plain brick partition, or it can be done by reinforced brick partitions, or it can be constructed with the help of bricks knocking. So again, in brick partitions also there are so many types of partition walls can be constructed. That is plain brick partition wall, reinforced brick partition wall, plain brick partition, reinforced brick partition wall, brick nogging partition. So this is an example of the plain brick partition, that is half brick thick or stretcher bond wall is stretcher bond wall. If the plain brick partition means we can construct the plain brick partition with the help of the half brick thick wall or the stretcher bond wall. So plain brick partition wall means the wall that is constructed by laying. You can observe in this pic. So plain brick partition wall means this is a wall constructed by laying bricks as structures in cement mortar. So wall is generally, this plain brick partition wall is generally of 10 centimeter wall or a half brick thick wall and plaster on both the faces. If properly constructed, if the plain brick partition walls are properly constructed, it can be considerably made strong and fire resistant. Okay, next type is the reinforced brick partition wall. So reinforced brick, so in this particular picture you can observe this is the brick partition wall with reinforcement. Okay, so this type of wall is similar, this is almost similar to plain brick partition wall, except that at every third or fourth course the reinforcement which you are seeing here, okay, the reinforcement consists of steel meshed strips or steel bars are provided. So the reinforced brick partitions of half brick thickness are more durable and possess more strength. So reinforced brick partition walls. So just now like I said, the reinforced brick partition wall, the reinforcement here, the reinforcement of steel meshed strips will be provided after every 3 to 5, after every 3 to 4 courses. So the reinforced brick partitions of half brick thickness are more durable and possess more strength. Okay. The next type is the brick nogging. So brick nogging partition wall means this wall consists of, you can observe the brick work here. So brick work has been built up within the framework of, so brickwork has been built up within the framework of wooden. So brick nogging partition wall means it consists of brick work that is built up within a frame of wooden members. So next is the concrete block partition. So concrete block partitions blocks may be used in the form of either precast hollow concrete blocks, plain concrete or RCC can be used. So hollow concrete blocks are extensively used for the construction of the partition as well as the screen walls in multi-storied buildings. Generally the blocks are precast, but can be in situ blocks and can also be made, and can in situ blocks can also be made. So the construction of partition and screen walls in multi-storied buildings and other framed structures. So this is an example of the hollow concrete block partition with a reinforcement. So nowadays even foam concrete are used for the construction of the partition wall, and also cellular concrete is a lightweight concrete produced by autoclaving a set mix of siliceous materials such as ground sand or fly ash and a blinder like cement or lime. So coming to the comparison of concrete block, cement concrete block has the following. Cement concrete block partition has the following advantages over brick partition walls. Since the blocks are generally cast quite large in size, the number of joints in the work, the number of joints in the work are considerably reduced, and even less skilled labor can also work as blocks are uniform in size and shape, and hollow concrete blocks afford good insulation against heat, cold, sound and dampness. So next is the glass partitions. So usually glass partitions provide good aesthetics, and they also allow light, and they are easy to clean and maintenance. The one which you are seeing in this pic is of the glass partition. It's an example of the glass partition wall. Glass provide good aesthetics as well as they allow light, and they are easy to clean and maintain, and it is made of different thickness and sizes. So glass is used either in the form of glass sheets or hollow blocks. So like I said, glass may be like glass partition walls can be made in the form of either glass sheets or hollow blocks. So let's move on to the first type of glass partition, that is a sheet glass partition. So sheet glass partition is in sheet glass partition, a timber framework or aluminum framework is prepared. A timber framework or aluminum framework is prepared, and you can observe there is a frame here. So you can make use of aluminum framework or timber framework can be utilized, and a thin sheet of glass are inserted in its panels. So sheet glass partition means a timber framework or aluminum framework is prepared, and thin sheets of glasses are inserted in its panels. So the sheets are kept in position. The sheets are kept in position in panels by using beadings. So this is also an example of the sheet glass partition wall. This is also an example of the sheet glass partition wall. And this is the glass sheet partition wall, and here you can observe there is a framework is given, and in the framework the glass panels has been inserted. Okay, coming to the advantages of sheet glass partition. So sheet glass partition gives decorative effect, light in weight, vermin proof, sound proof and damp proof. So they require less space, provide enough privacy and transmit diffused light. So in modern times, to avoid possibilities of breakage of glasses, special types of glass sheets such as wired glass, bulletproof glass, etc. may be used. So the next type of glass partition is the glass blocks partition. So glass blocks are made from structural annealed glasses. The blocks are translucent and can be manufactured in different sizes and shapes. So the hollow glass block partitions are designed to carry self-load only. So a glass brick is one of the one which you are seeing here is the glass brick is one of the is one form of a hollow glass block. So glass block partition means in this particular picture you can observe the partition, I mean the wall has been constructed, the partition wall has been constructed using the glass blocks. So here also you can observe the wall has been constructed with the help of the glass blocks. So let's come into the advantages of the glass block masonry. So it does not require, so glass block masonry does not require any timber framework like in case of glass sheet partition walls. It does not catch dirt as surface is smooth, and these partitions are soundproof, fireproof and waterproof. It can be easily cleaned and hence more hygienic. So the next type of partition wall is the plywood partition. So plywood is made by cementing together several layers of wood, which may be thin veneers or thicker boards. Okay. So plywood means plywood is made by cementing together several layers of wood, which may be thin veneers or thicker boards. So they are light in weight, economical and easy to construct. So this is one of the example of the plywood partition. This is the plywood partition wall ideas. So coming to the advantages of the plywood partition, it gives better appearance, easily workable, uniform tensile strength in all directions, light in weight and greater strength, highly resistant to cracking, available in large sizes. So coming to the disadvantages of plywood partition wall. So they are not damp proof and termite proof, and they do not possess fire resisting property. So coming to the last type of partition wall, that is hardboard or strawboard partition. So in the strawboard partition, we can make use of the hardboard as well as the strawboard. So the strawboard is prepared by compressing and mixing the straw with the glue. So the one, in this particular picture, you can observe the strawboard, which is utilized for the partition wall. Okay, in the next. So next is the advantages of the hardwood partition. So since this is hard pressed and hence it is more compact, strong and durable, it gives good internal appearance as well as finish to a structure, and it is least affected by temperature and humidity of surrounding. The next type of partition wall is the aluminium partitions. So aluminium has a natural beauty as well as a luster of its own. Its surface can be treated in various ways to protect and enhance appearance. So one of the largest segment of the construction market is the aluminium partition wall industry. So in this picture you can observe I have put the aluminium partition wall. So here it is a combination of glass as well as the aluminium combination. So for the aluminium frame, the glass has been inserted. So frames for partition walls in offices usually made of extruded sections of aluminium. Then aluminium framing is used for partition walls, and the aluminium frame is typically infilled with glass. Like in this particular pic you can observe aluminium frame is infilled with the glass sheets. Okay, so now coming to the multiple choice question. So which of the following is not a type of partition wall? Which of the following is not a type of partition wall? Brick partitions, glass partitions, gum partitions, concrete partitions. Answer is gum partitions. Second one, which of the following is an important requirement in the design of internal walls? Answer is sound insulation. Third one, partition walls or load bearing walls. Partition walls or load bearing walls. False. Fourth one, a partition wall should be heavy and thick, light and thick, light and thin, light and thick. Answer is light and thin. Which of the following is a requirement which must be filled by partition walls? Which of the following is a requirement which must be filled by partition wall? A partition wall should be heavy. B. A partition wall should be fire resistant. C. A partition wall should be thick. D. Partition wall may not act as a sound barrier. And the answer is a partition wall should be fire resistant. So, sixth question. Hollow clay blocks used for clay block partition walls or not. Hollow clay blocks used for partition walls or not. Good conductor of heat. Seventh one, partition wall is horizontal layer of stones or bricks, divides space within the building, arrangement of stones by proper bond, arrangement of stones by proper bond. Answer is divide space within the building. So in the last slide, there's the references. So for the presentation and study material, I have utilized Building Construction by P.C. Punmiya, Building Construction book by S.E. Rangwala, and Construction Technology by H.S. Vishwanath, and some of the other websites that I go through is www.civilengineeringnotes.com, www.brickmailbox.net, www.civilengineeringx.com, and one civil engineering blog website is also I have put. So we will wind up the session here and we will meet in the next session. Thank you.